Well, if there's one thing that farmers hate more than pests, it's erosion. The wrong combination of wind, rain, and the wrong farming methods can eradicate huge areas of arable land quickly, leaving barren soil in its place. But we need fertile farmland now more than ever. By 2050, estimates predict that 9 billion people will be living on the planet, and we all need to eat. That's why here in Germany, scientists are now using the latest technology to find out more about exactly how erosion occurs.
Wind can gather particles of rock into giant mounds. It sweeps sand into wandering dunes that can bury grass and even trees. Satellite images show how far the sand is carried. It travels thousands of miles from Africa all the way to Europe. The same processes take place on a local level too. Here, dust sensors are being installed by staff from the Leibniz Center for Agricultural Landscape Research. They want to find out what areas in the eastern German state of Brandenburg are vulnerable to wind erosion. The measurements are carried out at different altitudes. Closer to the ground, the wind is slower and doesn't carry particles as fast or as far. The risk of erosion is highest during planting in the spring. That's when the scientists take samples from the soil. They focus on sandy fields, where wind erosion is most likely to carry off topsoil. The soil that's swept away is captured in traps. The scientists want to see how much sand and dust gathers on different terrain over the course of a week. The soil samples are sent to a laboratory. The different components are sorted by size. This coarse debris can withstand erosion. The items being classified include pebbles, plant material, and dust. Under the microscope, more details are revealed, like the composition of different grains and how the particles adhere to one another. When small particles bind to strands of humus, they're less likely to be blown away. Smooth grains of sand on the soil's surface are carried off quickly. Different types of soil are placed in a wind tunnel for a test. At what wind speed will the particles be carried off? A laser makes the motion of the particles visible. At speeds of just 6 meters per second, Brandenburg's soil already starts to disperse. It loses humus and nutrients, the components that are crucial for the fertility of the soil. How can moisture and soil management techniques help counteract erosion? And how tall and dense should plants be to protect the soil? The scientists also need precise information about where the wind is blowing and at what speed. This helps them determine where to plant trees and hedges that will act as windbreaks. The data is provided by Berlin's Free University. The topography of the region is surveyed using laser scanning techniques. Hedges and forest become visible. The device records the height of shrubs and trees. Other research data is also incorporated to create a digital model of the terrain. That generates an erosion map that can be constantly refined and used by farmers and government authorities. Blue denotes areas protected by shrubs and trees. Red indicates high-risk areas where safeguards need to be put in place. This research can help keep Brandenburg's soil from blowing in the wind.